Hey y'all, it's Michaela Janae here, back with another video, and in today's video I will be sharing my tips and tricks on how to grow your hair past shoulder length and how to retain your length. Now let's get right into the video. My first tip is to start off with good ends. Getting trims are your friend. When you see your ends starting to get raggedy, please trim your ends. Take off what you need to take off, or the dead ends, the split ends will just continue to go up. I'm speaking from experience. I have recently cut my hair. I don't know if you can tell, my ends are not straggly and it's thick from root to tip. Starting off with a good base is what will help you to retain your length and what will help you to grow past shoulder length. You should not be able to see through your ends at all. Like I said in my previous video, pause. If you have not watched my how to grow your hair fast in the new year video, please click the card above. Like I said, healthy hair grows, so making sure your ends are trimmed and you're starting off with a good base is how you will grow your hair. Tip number 2 is definitely moisturizing and sealing at night, or if you don't want to do that, just making sure your ends are moisturized at all times. What I like to use to moisturize my hair is a grease or a oil. I have my Shea Moisture coconut oil. People who don't like to have something thick and don't like to have your ends weighed down or don't like to weigh your hair down, using a coconut oil, it will really help you have your ends moisturized, but still it's going to be lightweight. I like to use something a little more heavier so I know my ends are really protected. I use the Blue Magic Organics Super Sure Grow, or I use my Blue Magic castor oil grease to moisturize my ends. I put this all over my ends before I go to bed to prepare myself for the next day. Also, if I'm going to moisturize and seal every night, I use a moisturizer that will not affect the style I have in my hair. I like to use my Cream of Nature Mango and Shea Butter moisturizer. I can use this and the oil together to moisturize and seal before I go to bed. One of my favorite things to moisturize my hair with, and it will not affect my hair, is the Care Conditioning Cream Hair Dress. It's not a wet moisturizer at all, and it gives your hair a nice shine. I'm actually going to put it on right now that your ends are trimmed and moisturized. So the first step to that is knowing how to use your hair tools and knowing what to use. Understanding your hair tools means not combing your hair with a rat tooth comb, not combing your hair with anything that's smaller than these two combs. You need to have a wide tooth comb so you are not constantly pulling your hair out. You're supposed to shed 100 hairs a day, so most people don't realize when they're not retaining their length and their hair is breaking off, it's in their comb. The more you comb your hair and you're combing it with the wrong thing, the more it's gonna come out and tend to break off. So make sure you're combing your hair with the right things. The second tip is to stop using rubber bands and to stop using scrunchies with a metal piece. Get rid of things like this one right here, the metal piece right here. Throw these away because these are not good for your hair. It will snag on your ends. It is not good. I just broke it because it's trash. Rubber bands, if you cannot take them out of your hair correctly, I suggest cutting them out or letting someone else cut them out, or really undoing them. However many times you twisted them around, it will take your ends with it when you take it off. So I suggest just not even using rubber bands. What I recently brought from my local beauty supply store for $1 was a pack of these. They're super stretchy, they're black, and they are just elastic bands with no metal piece. So stop with the rubber bands and things that are pulling out your hair. Don't try to make your ponytail super duper tight because that is making your hair really strain itself. Don't pull your hair into high ponytails all the time. Be conscious of your ends. For all my people who's in school with the book sack, make sure your book sack strap is not on your ends. All throughout junior high, I personally had this problem. My ends were thinner on one side than the other, and it was a constant thing until I realized that I was constantly putting my book sack over my hair. You have to be more conscious. You have to make sure that your ends are constantly rubbing on your clothes and your ends aren't constantly being put on your cotton sheets or your cotton pillowcase. That's why it's important to tie your hair up in a silk scarf or silk bonnet at night, and it's important to do protective styles. Protecting your ends is one sure way that you will retain your length and grow your hair past shoulder length. Where some people wear wigs and weaves, I don't really do that, but I will bun my hair, do a low sleek bun. If you guys have not watched my slickest slick back bun on every tutorial. Click the cards above. Be conscious of your ends, or make sure your purse strap isn't on it. Make sure things like that are not harming your ends. So another good way to retain your length and to get past shoulder length is to make sure you're not pulling your relaxers all the way through. It is 2018. If all of my relaxed girls, Texlax girls do not know this by now, I am here to inform you guys, because it's okay. A lot of people grew up in an atmosphere where their mom put their relaxer through, so they started pulling their relaxer through, or even if they don't pull it all the way through, they're pulling it and overlapping it and not just putting it on the new growth. Make sure your relaxer is only going on your new growth. When you start to overlap on the already relaxed hair, your hair will break off, and it will literally sometimes break off at that point where you keep overlapping it. So make sure you're only relaxing your new growth. For all my relaxed girls and for all my natural girls, just make sure your hair is moisturized from root to tip at all times. Do not leave your hair in a dry state. Most people think that shoulder length is so hard to bypass, but if you just don't think about it and don't always keep your mind on your hair will grow. That is one of the major things I had to learn, and I had to really pray about, because at one point in time I wanted my hair to grow. I was praying for my hair to grow, and it stayed at the same length until I prayed about what was I doing wrong. First, I had to take myself off my mind, because your hair growth is not the most important thing in the world, let alone in your life. So once you get your mind off yourself and off your hair will grow. Just make sure you're doing what you need to do, protecting it, making sure it's healthy, and your hair will grow, and you will be past shoulder length in no time. On my channel, I will document my growth. The next time I get a relaxer, I will do my first relaxer update, but it will be my second relaxer of the year. My first relaxer I got in the first week of January, and today is February 25th. So I'm a couple weeks post relaxer, and I will show you guys my growth and how my ends are looking, and the next time I get a trim. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go check out my how I grew my hair fast in the new year video. You guys enjoy that. Please continue to watch and share. Have a great, blessed day.